What's going on, Pack family? This your boy, Mr. Check My Resume. Came to bring you my watch list for February the 14th through the 18th. It's my weekly watch list. It'll be a little bit longer than what I spoke about on the Alpha Pack watch list call. Hope y'all had a good Super Bowl night. It was a pretty good game, even better halftime show. It was a very good evening. So let's get into it. First thing I got on my screen right here is Campbell's Soup, ticker CPB. And actually, let me back up for a second. I wanted to talk about what I seen sector-wise, just kind of going through, charts and stuff like that. First thing I noticed was that it looks as though we're going to continue with downside movement on a lot of these sectors. Actually, the only sector I saw up really was XLE, as we all know. Looks like we got a little bit of an XLP movement as well. That's trying to push upwards, but essentially, the only thing that's moving up is XLE with any strength. And so just wanted to make sure we make make account of that. And going into this week, that's really the only thing that I see that's really showing strength. So just be mindful of that, that the sectors are showing bearish activity. I hadn't even looked at futures. But let's get into it. First one I got here is Campbell's Soup, CPB. First thing I was looking at here on Campbell's is the 2 down on the week here. We got a potential 322. Our level for entry is above 44.26. And I got some contracts that I'm looking at for March. Well, actually, for May and for June, I'm looking at some 45 strikes, 47 strikes for that time period. Moving on, the next one I got on my list here is Kimberly-Clark, KMB. Excuse me. All right, so here on Kimberly-Clark, we've got actually continuity to the downside on the macros. So we need to see this thing move upwards for us to be taken serious. But what we did get Thursday was a bounce off the broadening formation, which gave us a daily rev on Friday, which was a good sign as it reacted very well off that broadening formation. So now as we go into this week, we are looking at a potential 122 on the week. If we get above 134.30 will be our level for entry on the week there. So looking for that one to push up. But I'm just kind of going to be patient with that one. I'm not really pressed to rush into it. But setups there, so we'll see what happens with it. But again, if Staples does move this week, then that'll be what I'm looking at. And then the other one I have in Staples is Clorox, and that's CLX is the ticker there. And as you can see, as I said on the watch list call, this one took a dive over the last few weeks, and so now what we're looking at is it looks like it found a bottom. So we're trying to see if it's gonna rev. But as we know, and as we've seen over many other stocks, when these things take these big drops like that, they don't just immediately rev back up on the week like that. So you need to give it some time if you're going to take entry on Clorox. So looking at Clorox, I've got contracts that are like out in the April and June level timeframe contracts on CLX. So moving on from Staples, going to get back into energy. First one I want to touch on, and I'm just going to scan through these real quick, is COP, ConocoPhillips. We got a couple trigger points here on both the day and the week. First, on the day, we've got a 212 potentially above 93.69. Then on the week, we've got a 212 potentially above 94.33. So those trigger points are relatively close in terms of price. And so this one looks decent. We're looking at entry possibly to take it back to the $100 level. Not looking for anything too crazy out of this one. Let's keep it moving here. I mean, it could push above, but just want to take the conservative thought process on it. Next one is Devon. Mama call him Devon, I'm gonna call him Devon. Same setup here on Devon. On the week, we've got the 212, we got the hammer week, we got a 212 above 54.15 as our entry point. So we're looking for that as an entry level on Devon to take continuation. And we're looking to push this one to the $60 range. Next one here I have is XOP. Similar deal, inside week, looking for entry above 114.42 on XOP. And we're looking to take this one above the 120 range, maybe about 122-ish. And one, Cam called this one out on his watch list, and Boss Game VIP also alerted this for the pack as well previously. When this is ET, energy transfer, and we're looking at continuation, 212 continuation on the week above $10.33. We're about 3 pennies away from that currently, so we just need some movement to push it up for entry if you haven't gotten in that trade already. But a lot of us are already in that ET, so just wanted to alert that for folks who have not gotten in already. And then the last one out of the energy that I wanted to talk about here is SUNC. This one here is in full time frame continuity to the upside, like most of XLE has been, or energy stocks, I should say. What we're looking at here is a 212 on the week above $30.26. This one looks strong. Looks like we're going to get continuation to keep pushing up here. So like the way SUNC sets up. Moving on. I did have one communications ticker I wanted to point out, and that's Verizon. Like I mentioned on the call, we're looking for a 122 on the day, and that's above $53.46. And then also on the week, we are looking at a 212 above $53.66. So we've got 20 cents difference on that, on those trigger points. And then we've got an inside month as well as an inside quarter. So we are close to we'll break the quarter above 54.85. So we're not far away there. And then the month is 54.83. So those levels aren't far away either. So keep that in mind for Verizon. That's one of those communications that has not dropped. And then the last thing I wanted to point out was TLT. And, mainly I just want to point it out because it's dropped so much since we took those puts off the highs. I think we got out of those, what was it, January 21st, 140s. I think we got out of those at 400% or something like that. So, we took entry on it recently. It failed and kept going down, which was okay. That's fine. It's a hedge, and so sometimes they don't work out. But we've been smacking TLT left and right. So if one trigger doesn't go as we wish, that's okay. But the way this one reacted last week, it had a nice reaction. Looked like it found a low. So potentially we could get a reversal back to the upside, which would signify more bearish activity. We will look at 139.37 as a point of entry on the week to give you that 2-2 rev on the week. But we are in continuity to the downside. So we've got to see some strength here to see. But if we get downside action, I could see bonds kind of increasing there. So we'll see what happens. So that's essentially what concludes my list for tonight. Look forward to seeing how this week plays out this week. It'll be another good week for the pack as always. So with that, I'm gonna leave it to y'all out for pack. Y'all have a great evening, and I'll touch base with y'all in the morning. Let's get it. It's time to get this paper. Peace.